Okay, we're looking at lesson 2-6, evaluating expressions on page 46. Evaluating expressions or solving algebraic expressions. How can you evaluate an algebraic expression? So here's our example. Willie has one large case that holds 20 miniature race cars. He also has 3 smaller cases with miniature race cars. So the number of miniature cars Willie has can be expressed as 20 plus 3x. Well, we know he has 20 miniature race cars, and we know he has 3 cases, but it doesn't say yet how many cars are in those small cases. So we have 20 plus 3 times this missing number, x. How many cars are in those smaller cases? Well, how many miniature cars does he have if each smaller case holds 15? All right. Okay, so evaluate means to find a value of an expression or solve to find the answer. To evaluate an algebraic expression, use substitution. Okay, here we have 2 vocabulary words. Obviously, you need to pause and write down the definition. Substitution means to replace a variable with a number. So if x equals the number of miniature cars in each smaller case, and they tell us then that x is 14, they want us to evaluate for x being 14 or solve this. So take this expression up here, right? And we're going to plug in 14 for x like they show here. So now it becomes 20 plus 3 times 14, because now they say x is 14. So they show you that, again, we're solving algebraic expressions, so order of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, look at your notes, because before you would add, you would always multiply. So they multiply 3 times 14 to get 42, and bring the 20 plus down, add 20 to 42, and they get 62 cars if the small case holds 14 miniature cars in each one. So what if the smaller cases each held 10 miniature cars? Then how many cars would Willie have? Well, it's still the same algebraic expression to find the total cars, 20 plus 3 times x, and now we say, well, each of those 3 cases hold 10. Same thing, order of operations, I'm going to multiply 3 times 10 and get 30. Add it to 20, and Willie would have 50 cars. So we could make a table, right? And we'd say, well, here's x over here, and here's my algebraic expression to solve for the total. So if x is 14, and I plug it in, then this is what I would have, how many cars I would have. If x is 10, and I plugged it in and solved for the total, then I would have 50 cars, and I could plug any number in for x and do the same thing. Okay, let's look at the odd on page 46 in the guided practice, and let me explain something to you and then pause me and try and solve it. So number 1 shows t minus 8, and then they have this, semicolon here to show a separation, okay? And then it has over here t equals 18. So it's saying, here's my algebraic expression. Let me change my color, maybe, or maybe not. So here's my algebraic expression, t minus 8. And this, to the right of this semicolon, this is what t is, what they want you to plug in for t. So basically, you just rewrite this with 18 minus 8, and then solve it. 18 minus 8 is 10. So t minus 8 in this case, if t equals 18, is 10. Alright, so number 3, pause it and you do this. For 2 times x, now remember, this isn't 2 times divided by 4, no, this is 2 times x divided by 4, and, semicolon, separation, x is 12. Pause it, plug it in, and solve it. Okay, so I would rewrite this, 2 times 12 divided by 4, and just work your way down. Order of operation, Well, multiplication and division left to right. So the first thing I have is multiplication. 2 times 12 is 24. Divided by 4, then, write it down. And 24 divided by 4 is 6. So my answer would be 6. Number 5, a little bit longer. I've got p plus, in parentheses, remember that means do me first, solve this first. In parentheses I have 8p minus 4. And p in this case is 9. Remember, here's my semicolon, so that's saying, well, that's the end of my algebraic expression. Here now I'm going to let you know that p, I want you to say that p is 9. So you rewrite it as 9 plus, in parentheses, 8 times 9 minus 4, and solve it. So you do what's in the parentheses first, and again, even in the parentheses, you still have to use the order of operations. So I'm not going to subtract first. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 8 times 9 to get 72. Write it down. Don't forget 9 plus. And then I'm going to take 4 from 72. I'll have 68 plus 9. And if I add 9 to 68, I would get 77. I hope you paused this before you watched it. Okay, let me give you some to solve on your own.